When you're falling, I'll be there above all.
Okay. So, let me get this up and running. So, do we all recall where we were last time?
There was a lot of talking in the thing that I wasn't in, so I wasn't quite sure what was going on.
Well, our newest member of Liberty went on an investigation. They discovered the location where the collective has been hiding out, or at least more or less.
Not quite. I discovered the underground complex that the collective uses for their activities.
Yeah, one of their many possible entrances.
Right.
And together we also deduced that they have been taking power for some time, or at least shared that information with Liberty as well. Liberty came and joined task. I came back to life. Everyone was happy. And I think we were all staring at each other with our hands on our hips, anime style, going, man, I hope we solve this mystery. I think that's where we left off to my memory, unless anyone has anything to add.
How do you say "Where are you, Scooby-Doo" in Japanese? Let's see here.
Only the most important details. All right. So, I believe, yes, the location that you're in, where you're in one of the workshops where things are happening. Well, not really important things are happening. I believe you entered the workshop when Dex was talking with Liberty about what the purpose of a rubber duck was.
There was that.
Yes, I remember bouncing it off of Arsenal's helmet.
Yes. Okay. So, what do?
What time of day is it?
Oh yes, that is important.
The time has been kind of bumping around. I'm gonna say it's fairly late at night at this point.
Very wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yes.
When did you die? Was that at night or in the morning?
It was when we were underground, so it actually was something like a couple hours. Wait, we went.
Oh, sorry.
We were underground. Then Arsenal spent a day in his workshop working. Then I eventually came back around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we went to the underground thing like at the end of your, expose of running around pretending to be AHR, which was like end of the day at the very least.
Right.
So yeah, it would be nighttime when you came back. So it could be night, and you just came back just like maybe an hour ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, it is night. I don't know if it was early morning when you died or whatever, because time, like you said,
it's gonna be early morning real soon.
Eventually, it always ends up in early morning.
Somewhere.
Well, you're not wrong. Okay.
So before we get all this, I want to use some of my experience points and give myself the ability to fly. So I was wondering if we could do that real quick, so I don't futz it up in the rules.
Okay, so how many points do you have right now?
I believe I have 4.
Okay. So what you could do is you could either take some of your existing, like one of your existing powers, and you could turn it into an array, meaning you can only use one of those powers at a time. So, like, for example, you could either fly or have force fields or something like that, but not both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You could use that for, and as long as this power is below the power level of whatever you're making with the array, it only costs 1 point, which is the advantage of having an array. But if you spent all 4 points on flight, I think you'd move at more of a modest hover.
Yeah, that'd be speed. That'd be 2 ranks.
It would be slower than a car, but faster than any possible human on foot.
60 feet.
Now, again, there's ways you can tweak it for...
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Flight is 2 points per. You're right.
Yeah. Well, unless you do like you and, do a device that generates magical wings or something like that, and then you'd get...
Yeah, just them being wings is what gives me my primary discount.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that being the case, could I make astral projection in an array and just be able to either fly or astrally project? Is that how the rules work?
I think so.
How many points are in astral projection? The total.
32.
Holy
Jesus
Jesus!
Christ.
Yes,
here's-
you can
here's
fly
like
like a
a-
goddamn madman. 15 ranks in flight. Let's go.
Oh yeah. My jury rig thing might be if you got 32 points, put 20 of them into intangibility, so that nothing can touch you because you're in ghost form, and then the remaining 12 points into flying. You still go pretty fast, and you're invulnerable while you're flying.
God, how fast is so 12 points? That'd be 6 ranks in flying.
So is that how that works?
Yes, you could link them together, wherein they have to happen together. Period. So.
So
And
I
also
could
because
either-
it's part of your array, you don't have access to any of your attacks. Or whatever the array is part of.
So if I make an array of astral projection, I can either astrally project or fly. I can't do both.
Yes.
Correct.
And I could take the 32 points and then just create another spell effect as an
Right.
alternate.
So, Hugo, hit
Fuck
me up
me.
later, by the way.
This
Sure.
man will explain everything about arrays to you.
All
And
right then.
you don't have to use all those points if you want to do, hey, okay, yeah, I don't want to be breaking the sound barrier if I sneeze because I'm flying so fast. You know, it's just that's your ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
I mean, it's basically what I do with all my weapons. I have all my weapons in an array. You know, I can only use one weapon at a time.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So then, what did you say, Griff? Would you invulnerability and flight? So it would be
Yeah, in insubstantial
Intangibility.
4, which is 20 points. And then you would be immune to anything physical, and then only really take damage from, like, specific energy that you designate.
and then the rest in flight, which would be 12.
Right.
All right, there you go. Okay, that sounds great. While I was
Yeah.
meditating, watching Arsenal make his doodads, I myself have unlocked a new magical ability. Everyone's freaking flying around me, so I got inspiration.
Yeah.
I unlocked flight. I'm like, I
Yeah,
literally
with
had to
12
read
points
my
of flight, still puts you slower than all of us, but still gives you the ability to move around pretty fast.
Hey, he's faster than me,
He was fast. He's
Yes.
as fast as I was when I first started.
which is still fucking fast because you have jet engines.
Yes.
Point is travel power.
Yeah, I don't have to wave a cab down every time you guys decide.
God, I would love to have a game in like a big city like this where no one has travel powers and no one has access to get them at all. So it's like across town.
I think hypothetically, I created a summon power where people would be summoned via bus.
Nice.
we need some sort of X-Jet, Quinjet type of deal.
Mhm.
If you guys want to give me donate the points to it, I will build it. I have the inventor thing. I can build us a Quinjet for the use of the party.
Listen,
but I'm
you
not saying
are
this is all out of my
you are my
points.
jet.
I wonder if
Listen, I
Task
just-
would pay for it. They have helicopters, actually.
Surprise task doesn't supply you with something like that. Like, what's the point of the shield operation if we don't get any kind of sweet loot?
This is like
Where the fuck
proto
is
shield.
perks? Can I get a
Like they're
patch,
still starting
goddammit?
out.
The perk is you don't get sued for causing city damage.
Yeah.
I want to think the reason why he didn't have flying before is because the American megacity has like strict air control. And he's like, wait, you guys can just fly anywhere over here? This is great.
Fuck this! Why did I do this for?
No. This is American. We know the real reason is it was probably taken over by Texas, and so anything that's above 10 feet off the ground is considered a legal target for shooting practice.
Darn Americans. They strike again.
Texas 100.
Alright, so ultimately it seems like we're mostly palling around until everyone else shuts down because of a lack of sleep.
But actually, since I have been away from everything, doing whatever the fuck I've been doing, probably just staring at the stars like a weirdo, I will scrap. Will have tracked you all down to, I guess, this little random laboratory.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was one of Dex's labs.
Where he's working on components for a rocket.
It was Dexter's laboratory.
Yep. And he's
Alright.
got himself a new DD.
Yes.
But yeah, kind of pop around looking for everybody because honestly, I think I'm good. I mean, I'm feeling a little more confident for some reason. I don't understand why, but it's okay. Find the door, just kind of like I'm not gonna slam it open because I do work here. It'd be like slamming open like a really expensive door they have to pay for later. But he's gonna open the door. He's gonna see everyone there, and Scrap's gonna go. So what are we doing? I mean, I'm ready to go. Like we can go down there or wherever they were, and then we can just go beat them up. Like, so what are we doing?
I don't know if we're up to assaulting a main base right away.
Well, we need to figure out a way to jam this thing first because fighting a horde of hive mind cyborg sorcerers isn't really something I think is
Okay.
something we should jump into.
If I recall correctly, you are building your own device to infiltrate the hive mind. Why don't we
Yes,
finish building
but
that?
it's gonna be the device itself is complete. Epic is in the middle of writing the fake human to plug into it, and he says it's gonna take another day or two for that.
Yeah, but that is only another day. Theoretically, you guys could just like bum around the base for a day until it's finished.
Is there anything I
It
can
is
do to
true.
help finish this, or why is it going to take a day?
Because it's that level of complexity.
It like involves going in modifying official records, making like detailed
Okay.
like simulated memories, stuff like that.
So in other words, I keep asking, so it has to be a one-person job. No one else can help.
Well, it's an AI doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be very difficult to work with an AI.
Unless you're like way up there in the quickness and the intelligence.
Did you not see that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation? Every time Data starts working, everyone just basically stands and watches him do it because he's like going 15,000 miles a second.
Yeah, I think it was similar to
Okay.
that. It's like, what is he doing? Oh, he's just solving everything. Well, okay, let's in work, I suppose, and we'll go get ice cream.
Yeah, Earl Grey. Earl Grey. Huh?
Right. So we don't have much to do in regards to that, so we're mostly just waiting then. So they are trying to send a signal to the northern glow. Maybe it's possible on the side we could try to intercept any additional signals that they're sending.
I mean,
It seems like this is their main objective, and we don't know even what it is really.
Well, assuming we damage this thing, they're currently trying to rebuild it. So I think we also should just send a net out and see if any other. Is this the only place this equipment can be taken? Like the source of this equipment, or is there other places in the city where they could steal this stuff?
There are other locations that you could find equipment like this. This was just one of probably maybe a dozen locations that you could get this level of equipment at.
So let's just harbor the assumption that, like Arsenal, they're just running the clock, waiting to rebuild this thing, and they need spare parts for it. So they're probably going to be out trying to acquire that. So maybe that's another avenue of intercepting them while we wait for this to happen. Because if we stop them from repairing the transmitter, they can't transmit.
Yeah.
That's
But
great.
there's a dozen different places, and not even a half a dozen of us. We can't stake them all out.
Well, we have access to tasks, don't we? Can't they stake out some places?
I mean, the police
We can try.
exist too. We could just have the police help. Hey,
Yeah,
if we see any weirdos, just shoot them.
We let the authorities know that these are potential sites where these equipment's going to get stolen from, and if they hit a spot, then we're on standby. We go there. I can fly now, guys, and, and we can all go there and intercept them. And if we stop them from stealing parts, then they're going to be more delayed, and we can beat them. We can beat the clock. He finishes his program before they finish their repair. We flip the switch, and we go in.
Okay.
Over points over. He goes, "This guy knows what he's talking about. I'm tired of staying up all night and having nothing to do. I don't know what I've been doing the past few nights, but I'm tired of doing whatever I was doing. So,
how
if we
about
could go out and do things, that sounds awesome."
So yeah, let's put an APB out. We know the places where they're potentially going to hit. If they hit one, we'll go there. We'll Scrap can let go some of his frustrations, and you know, be a nice little PR moment too. You see, outreach, community outreach, saving the city, solving crimes and stuff.
All right, sounds like it'd be best to do that through QR.
Okay, so
And then I quickly turned to Liberty. I'm like, I'm not sure what the insurance ramifications of this are, but we already have a policy that we're covered under. So,
Well, that's good to know.
Scrap just kind of looks over. Goes, you guys have insurance?
Wait, do you
Don't-
not?
Don't look at me. I don't. I haven't had insurance for years.
I mean, I wrote it into my contract. Did you guys just like sign it and turn it back?
I don't even remember signing the damn paper.
Technically,
I
he
still
didn't.
haven't taken my employee introduction training yet. I think they scheduled it for next week, but they keep
Oh,
rescheduling.
but that's so fun. They have cookies.
I mean, the sexual harassment seminar is like the week after.
yeah. Okay.
Didn't they
But
move
yes,
it up
I'm
because
going
of
to
Firebrand?
Wait, they keep telling me to log in for the certificate training, but every time I go there, they say I'm not authorized, and then I have to keep requesting it, and then they keep saying go and log in, and it says, "Did you guys get that problem?" Like it just constantly.
That hurts me in my soul.
No, I just bypassed it, logged in myself, and then gave myself root access.
Oof.
Oh,
looks around and
you
goes,
could
you
do
guys,
that.
you guys have computer access?
Do you want computer? Do you want computer access, Scrap?
No. I have more important things to do, and he's going to kind of just like appear outside the lab and start running towards Career's office.
Okay.
All right.
So on the way, you pass the main common room and make a perception check as you go through.
Oh well, I think that's a thing I can pull off. Hopefully, get my bad
I
rolls
assume
out
the
of
rest
the
of us are also going as our
Yeah.
plan, right?
Move is kind of a clump.
way. Yeah,
Nice.
that's the only good one I get today.
uh,
I can tell that it's lasagna night.
actually, you see somebody. So there's So you see, Shallow Sallow eating macaroni and cheese at the table.
Now I have a question, completely unrelated to this situation. What
Yes.
floor are we on?
Like the
Is it third?
Like it's probably like like basement level 2. So you have like the hangar, then
Fuck.
right below it.
I promised I'd throw him at a third-story window.
We can like go up to the top of the base and throw him out a 3rd-story window.
Yep.
Well, first off, I'm going to ruin his night. I'm going to just like you kind of. I guess you guys would be behind me. You'd see Scrap heading down. He looks over for a second, and then he's not going that direction anymore. He actually kind of evaporates, discorporates, whatever. He just kind of vanishes from the hallway, and you hear "You son of a bitch" at the top of his lungs coming from the corner.
And then after that, you just hear a loud, high-pitched scream.
Scrap
As well,
Oh, go ahead.
as well as like a bowl hitting the floor.
So you come into my house. You come into my house, and you dare. What the fuck are you doing here, Sal? And why shouldn't I find a window and throw you through it, or make one? And he points to the wall.
What, this is your house? What? I joined the state to get away from you. What are you doing here?
And he come here, and then he runs out of the common room.
Quick question: is he wearing his yeoman mask, or is he unmasked right now?
He's unmasked right now. He's just wearing like a jumpsuit.
Okay, so nothing on him looks like yeoman.
No, he just seems
Okay.
like a random guy to you.
The voice probably sounds a bit familiar.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I only
As I-
encountered
as
him
I
at one
walk-
time, so.
As I walk down and look at the bowl, I'm like, oh shoot, there's lasagna.
Who has lasagna? In it? No, wait, no. Lasagna in a
Scrap
bowl should be
totally
good.
shouted Sal though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think he told me, right?
Did-
He told me later when I asked.
Well, yes, you died, and so I couldn't tell you then. So I put you in my pocket. Then I gave you to Arsenal.
Yep.
We came back. We threw you under the couch because it's funny.
No, that wasn't
Um,
the first time. I took him with me to the lab because I wanted to talk to him about stuff.
Oh, that's
oh
right.
wait, no. I think you just told me that your friend wasn't there and they ran away. You didn't.
Yeah, something like that. I never actually specified. Excuse me, my friend Sal is actually a complete asshole who decided to try and rob things while lying to me. Well, never actually lying, just not telling the full truth.
All right, so
But I
Crab's
have
just chasing someone down the hole right now.
Well, no, I yelled at him and then I said "Grare," and
Storm
so
off.
I'm gonna readjust and start going as like pell-mell towards Greer's office.
So basically, the way I see it is our group gets there about the time that the scraps come charging back out and down the
Yeah.
hallway, probably teleporting every 6 seconds to get there faster, right?
As fast as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look into the room. The guy in the jumpsuit's like, "Who are you? And what are you doing down here?"
So, and for description for everybody who has not met Shallow Sal yet, he's kind of a thin, kind of beanpole guy. He's bent over. He's got dark circles under his eyes. He generally looks like a very mopey man, and you'd see him sweating profusely, looking down at a spilled bowl of macaroni.
Oh no, it was macaroni. Now I feel bad.
And
I am in my armor still, so
he's gonna look up at you for a second. He's gonna swallow extremely deeply and say, "I'm the new hire."
okay.
Hey, nice to meet you.
So what did you do to piss Scrap off so badly?
He like starts looking around. Oh, you know how Scrap is. The littlest thing could set him off. I don't really know what I did.
He does have a temper, but pretty much anything he goes off on deserves his temper, is from my experience since I've been working with him the last 3 or 4 months.
I thought he just hated everyone.
Well, he doesn't hate everybody. He's grumpy to everybody, but he hates only a few certain people. So, you want to fess up, or are we just gonna sit back and wait for the fireworks as he throws you into orbit? You think I'm joking? I'm not. We figured it out one day. He theoretically could throw a person into orbit.
Yeah.
Depends on the angle.
He's gonna kind of flounder a little bit. When he gets used to make up his mind, it's like, hey, give me 1 second. He's gonna go into one of the surrounding rooms, and he's gonna come out, and he's going to lay a bundle of cloth up on the table. Well, we'll say bundle of cloth, something bundled in cloth. He's gonna roll it out, and what looks like a mechanical leg rig falls out, and he's gonna kind of gesture at it at the table.
I don't. There's a little twitch, almost like I'm going to bring an arm up for something, and then I stop myself. It's like, they hired. Did you? Oh, they hired you, the guy who robbed the bank, who most of us are still pretty upset that you escaped.
Wait,
us.
Arsenal, do you know who this is? And I just put a hand on his chest. You know, the Yeo Man.
Yes. Which I'm a little upset. The first time we tried to do something general heroic and the guy got away. I'm a little upset about that.
If you know him, so you can tell him Firebrand says hi, right? I had a lot of fun quipping with him. It'd be great to see him again. I think the last time he got thrown at my head.
Firebrand, that is Yeoman.
Yeah, and he's gonna kind of smile very weakly.
I'll do a double take, look over at the stilts, look over at him, and go, "Huh? Now that's shorter without those."
Yeah, they're stilts. I mean,
I turn back and look
come here.
at the 2 newest guys.
Wait.
Meet our first bank robber attempt. He actually got away. Why he got hired here, I don't know.
Hello.
Oh, come on, look at him. He's doing great.
He's just kind of standing awkwardly at the table, like he's waiting for one of you to attack him.
What the heck was that in the background?
Something smashes in the background. So,
Axiom Liberty, anyone want to say anything? Or just look at us like we're crazy?
and so, both of you, if you've been in the city for a while, you would have recognized that there was a pretty brief yet prolific spate of bank robberies done by somebody who wore stilts and used a bow and arrow, which was quite a sensation because, I mean, who does that?
Yeah, it's totally not weird at all.
Yeah.
And he had stilts.
Yes. Okay, so he's gonna kind of like shuffle his feet a little bit, and then he's gonna pick up his bowl of macaroni. And he's gonna look for a mop.
I'll go ahead and go, oh no, I got that. Here, go ahead and get yourself like another one of those. I just like summon a mop out of nowhere.
Nice.
Well, I'm sure
Tell you
Scrap
what,
is on-
you guys
Sorry.
go ahead and talk to Scrap and try to keep him from ambushing Carrera or whatever. If you guys need me, I'll just like be here eating with our friend. Kinda hungry after multiple days of constant fighting.
Oof.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you keep an eye on him. I'll go catch up with Scrap. And I
Okay.
walk out of the room.
So, Scrap, at this point, you've arrived at Carrera's office.
You in the office?
It appears he is in the office, yes.
Wham! The door slams open.
So he's gonna like jump a half foot out of his chair.
God, it's so funny because it's still just a short child. Like it's just like
Yeah.
door slams open. He goes, Carrera, okay, business first. We have business to discuss first. Okay, wait, I am gonna be very angry with you in about 5 minutes, but right now I want to talk to you about something.
All right.
Okay, great, perfect. Listen, all right. I want to get something done, and everyone else agrees that something needs to get done. And there's those collective bastards who want to do bad things. They want to steal technology to build the thing, to do a thing. We don't know what the thing they're going to do, but we don't have the thing to build the thing. So we're going to stop them while they steal the things. Are you with me?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. Now, Arsenal said there was about a dozen places where they could steal the thing they needed to repair the thing. Right? He kind of checks himself. He goes, right. Yes. So we had an idea of making it so police could watch the places that stuff could be stolen from, but we don't tell them who's going to steal it, just that things are going to be stolen from there. And that way we can get a little like a nail or a pin in the map. Is that what they call pin in the map? So we could point out like where they stole the shit from, and so we can go in and just destroy them. Can do that? Is that a thing we can do?
That sounds reasonable.
Perfect. So I'm gonna let you work on that. But first, what the actual fuck is wrong with you?
What? What did I do?
I want to talk to you about your brand new employee. And he kind of does jazz hands out the door. Mr. Sal. Do you know a Mr. Sal?
I know a Mr. Sallow. Is that who you're
Whatever.
referring to?
His name is Sal. He's an asshole and he's robbed several banks, and he should have thrown him at the goddamn window when I saw him last. Do you know this? Are you aware of this?
I am aware.
What? But he looks for something to like try to slam his fist down, but there's nothing there, so he's kind of just hovering his hands above his shoulders angrily. He goes, why? Just why? I asked him a long time ago. He said he was moving out of Cote Noir. I was happy to see him at the time. I asked him why he was moving, and he says, I got a job. And I go, great, where at? He goes, I can't tell you. It's something, blah, 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 blah. I can't tell you. And lo and behold, I catch him he calls me as saying he's under attack by the Liberty bastards. Glad to hurt them. I hurt them a lot. But I saw the guy who robbed the banks there, and I'm like, well, that's not right. So I throw him at Firebrand at the same time as him getting beat up by a bunch of guys. And he limps away. Lo and behold, Sal's voice. And I'm just wondering, why the fuck? Why? why? He kind of breaks down a little bit, like he's like almost collapsing. Like, why the fuck do we hire a bank robber? He's no, why? He just wears stilts.
All right. Let me explain. And he's going to reach into his desk and he's going to pull out a file folder. He's going to open it up. Oh, sorry. I'm getting a little bit of feedback from Hugo.
Are you?
Yeah. Oh wait.
Give me one sec.
Wait. That actually might be. Oh no, that's Rafferty. I'm hearing you through your mic.
I'm feeding back. That's always weird.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Oh, yes. That's much better. Sorry about that. Okay. So he's going to take out a file folder and he's going to flip through it a couple pages. And he's going to say, here we are. He's going to walk his fingers down it. Arsenal, wanted for corporate espionage, 3 counts of theft,
Oh, I see what you're doing.
murders. He's going to flip to the next page. Firebrand, wanted destruction of property, theft, assaults. Looks over his glasses at you. 3 counts of
Destruction
murder.
without a license.
And he's going to flip to you. Scrap, vigilantism, destruction of property. Ooh, that's a lot of assaults there, Scrap. Should you be in jail or something? And he's going to close the thing and he's going to just look at you.
2 things. I would like to see you try, and he literally, like, what, like, I didn't, can we just work on the first thing? Then I'll talk about this later after I'm less livid.
Very well. He's going to close it up. And he's like, we'll get a couple of men on all these points you spoke of.
Scrap kind of grumbles a bit under his breath, and you go, thank you, and appear outside the office and start grumbling and kicking imaginary rocks back down the hallway.
Which
So,
is
like,
probably about the time I catch up with him.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the verdict, Scrapped?
He's gonna do it. Also, it can't have everyone here's a criminal, so it doesn't matter who we hire. Might as well just go down to the fucking prison and just get whoever we feel like. I don't know, give him a gun. That's a superpower. And he just kind of goes on rambling as he walks back down the hallway. You can talk to him if you want, but I'm done. Fuck that guy.
No, I can't say anything without being a hypocrite for what I've done. Even if I did it for the right reasons. All right. Well, did you talk to him about the having those places watched?
Yeah, they said I'll put some guys on it. We'll keep in touch, I suppose. I'll probably call you because he can actually do that. I'm not giving him my phone number.
All right. I actually
Well,
I forwarded him a file of with list all the places that I know where you could get that equipment.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's important.
But you definitely need something to get your mind off of things, and unfortunately I can't think of anything I could just.
If I was a betting man, I would say we're gonna get some action pretty soon. So I guess we could just sit and wait. I don't know, polish your knuckles, Scrap, because they're gonna get dirty.
Scrap kind of looks at his gauntlets, kind of flexes the fingers a bit. He goes, I don't think I've cleaned these yet.
I was gonna
They don't-
ask, like, do you use compound? Like,
They're not really,
Thermoplax?
they're not rusted or anything. Like, they seem rather clean. That's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, is it like magical metal never gets bad?
Scrap shrugs because I just found him in a junkyard. I don't know. Now, if you want to talk about anything, I'm gonna be by the front entrance, looking at my phone because waiting. It's just another fucking night where I'm waiting. I start making his way towards the entrance.
I think that guy needs to go on a vacation.
His idea of a vacation is punching something.
Oh. How about that?
Every day is a new Cancun.
Okay.
All right,
So-
I guess we're playing Go Fish while this computer crafts this artificial human.
Okay.
Do you have any sevens?
All right. So if you're just waiting, not too much goes on. Like there are a couple of reports of some skirmishes between both the city police and Ordris against the Children of Liberty in the south parts of the city. Like if you want a couple, you can like say you went out there, but it's not important enough to really make an encounter out of.
Oh no, I need to get back to work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we're waiting for the juicy bit. Are any of these potential locations being robbed or assaulted?
So as you wait, you have one of these areas is in one of the areas of conflict between the Ordris and police forces and the Children of Liberty. They are, and they're able to repel some looters in the general chaos, but it doesn't seem like anybody tried to heist any of these areas in the meantime. So for now, it seems like things are fairly quiet. Well,
So
except
if
for
they
the
are
fighting.
repairing it at all, they're not getting extra parts from anywhere yet.
Not yet.
All right. Well, then I guess that's good news. I would have thought they would have went and gotten some spare parts to fix their little cell phone tower thingy.
Mhm.
They might have had some on hand, or they might be the parts that were destroyed. It's easy enough for them to machine new ones from scratch.
I guess important pieces of information I don't think we've asked or clarified would be how often they're sending these transmissions and from what areas, and if that's possible to predict off of.
They aren't like the network is active, but they aren't really transmitting right now. The transmission that they sent was really the only one they've been able to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so they haven't really gotten anywhere yet. We got one data point.
Yeah.
Doesn't give us anything.
Well, just to be on the safe side, do we know? You said you know where the transmission was being broadcasted to, right? It was out in space.
No, it was to the northern waste.
To the northern waste. Can we get some eyeballs in that area and see if there's been any kind of activity there?
No,
We should
it's deadly.
I had a thought. Any chance I can calculate on whether or not they were transmitting in the direction of that magnetically shielded area that we encountered all those episodes ago?
When you cross-reference the location of those emitters and where the signal is going, they seem to line up.
Crap. Hey, Firebrand, remember that shielded area we in that weird walking thing up in the
Sure
northern
do.
areas? I think these people are trying to punch through that magnetic shield.
They're doing a real weird way of going about that from all the way in the city. Maybe they're asking politely.
Well, maybe they're just trying to figure out a way to transmit something inside there to break out.
And not to mention the fact trying to have a high enough power source to boost the signal enough to break through it. It's not like you could grab a portable generator and take it out there and try it.
Well, what's inside there?
We don't know. We couldn't get close enough. The magnetic level was so high, basically, even our person's body started shutting down.
Who would know what's in there?
Nobody. It's technically not livable.
Yeah, it's up in the.
Well, obviously,
area.
obviously these cultists think there's something in there worth summoning.
And they are technically right.
So let's find one and ask.
Well, that's kind of the
I
whole
think
point
that's
of the.
just part of our plan.
That's kind of the whole point of the project that we're waiting on, is to hack our way into the network and pull whatever information we need without them realizing.
I got you. I'm sorry. All right. Yes, that's what we're doing. All right, then I guess. Do you have any aces?
Well, at that point, it is practically the VI is practically complete.
All right.
So you've cobbled together a nice little virtual person, complete
The hardware,
with.
hardware itself. Can I bring it to the task base, or is it? Do I have to leave it at the warehouse?
If you allow people to take a look at it before you get it in.
All right. Yeah, I do. I bring it in.
All right, so like a couple of dudes walk like over to your, I don't know, like your cart with all your equipment on it.
Yeah.
Look over a little while, make sure none of it's dangerous. Then they give you a little slip, tack it onto the top to make sure you didn't like bring a bomb in or anything.
Yeah. All right, and then I find us a nice place that we can do basically get a signal boost through, so we can hook up to the network.
All right, let's hack the Matrix.
I plug the chip in, load up the VI, and cross your fingers, everybody.
I'm like, dude, can you make me learn kung fu like in that movie?
Like in that really old movie.
You know, technically, if you're willing to be cybernetically augmented, yes.
Let's put a pin in that conversation.
And I hit the big button.
Okay, what are you using to interface with this? Are you letting Epic do all the work?
I'm letting Epic do the work, and stage 1 is just seeing if we can get in without being overtly detected. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yes.
Basically, handshake, hello, I'm here, I'm the new guy, let me in.
Mm-hmm. So, you're down in this small. All right, let me just get that different one going here. Come on. Oh, wait. Okay. So. Oh, wait. Oh, I know what the sound is.
Yeah, Hugo's getting some background noise.
Yeah, some background noise coming from the. I think coming from the ambience.
Is that better?
Marginally. Okay. So. You guys. Well, I assume Arsenal, unless everyone else is like clustered around the console.
Well, I let them know that's happening, so if anybody who wants to watch is welcome to be there.
Oh yeah, I gotta be here for this.
Okay. So Epic's like, all right, we're entering the neural network in 3, 2, 1, and then it's gonna kind of be like a pause, and Epic speaks again, but its voice a little bit pixelated. It's gonna be like there's a lot of information going through this. It's kind of hard to process it all.
Don't try and process it all. Let it flow. That's what the VI is for.
All right, routing through virtual interface, and it's going to start running through the subprogram that it created, and it appears to go off without a hitch. The network appears to accept a new node, and it seems to flow a bit more freely once it's processed all the information there.
All right. Just make sure, monitor the VI, make sure it's doing a daily routine kind of thing, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing to make him seem weird.
All right.
Meanwhile, so we're in. The next thing is of whether or not we can probe for information. Let's start with common information. Casual meetup points, places where these individuals would gather to general low-level exchange of information and such, nothing classified.
It would appear as if the majority of these individuals, quotations, do seem to gather mostly in subterranean areas, though based on some visual information that I've been able to gather from 1 or 2 specimens, these appear to be quite developed, more so than the tunnels we've seen normally.
All right. And there was no feedback on pulling that information?
Some of them have walls up, but some of them seem to distribute information freely.
Okay. So it looks like the theory works. If we're careful, we can pick their collective brain.
Okay, so
So-
what's their purpose? Like what are they
Yeah, let's
hoping
start gathering information on that transmitter. Start
Okay.
with general stuff and watch for resistance on seeking information on it.
Right.
You get this text message from Scrap.
Die. All right. So you start trawling through the information,
What the
looking
hell is
for
that?
any details on the transmitter. You can't find its current location. It appears as if whoever took it seems to be not transmitting to the majority of the web, at least their locations or their visual information. Crunchy. That actually might be a good idea. Yeah. But what you can find is some sort of translation algorithm for some densely packed information that
Like-
appears to be on like everyone.
Similar to the data packets that we heard when they turned it on that one time.
It looks very similar, yes.
Okay. I download that for later.
Okay.
Next thing about it, we're going to get a little bit more detailed. What is that for? What is the goal of that transmitter?
Okay. So, from what you can gain from the general population, the goal of the transmitter is to receive instructions from the Northern Glow at this point. And what they would believe is transmitting through the Northern Glow is something they call the Machine God.
Okay.
And there's a lot of very strong feelings towards whatever's out there.
A lot of religious overtones.
Yes.
All right.
Was
So
this? Were you doing this at your warehouse or at?
No,
the-
I'm in task.
Okay, sorry.
That's
Go
why.
ahead.
That's why. Yeah, if you wanted to be here, you can be here. I kind of see a room with like a bunch of monitors going on,
Yeah.
and you can see me scrolling. I'm glancing from monitor to monitor, picking up information and all sorts of weird stuff. All right. So there's something they call the Machine God up in the Northern Glow that they're actually trying to receive orders from. Maybe related to that walking thing that we encountered that one time, or you did, Firebrand.
I only remember a little bit of that.
Yeah. What other information do we want right now?
I think the pertinent information was where they might be keeping the transmitters that we're trying to get back.
or what their next steps are?
Well, the location of the transmitter is not on public knowledge grid, so we won't be able to do that. I mean, there's a chance I could dig further, but if I dig too hard, we'll get noticed and get kicked out. Most likely.
Well, we broke down the door for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Also, have Epic make a perception check.
Okay. Remembering did.
Whew. Okay. So as you're going through, Epic brings something to your attention. He says, "Sir, there's a strange intermittent signal. It's got the gate code 001. It seems to be flickering in and out of the system."
All right. Is he talking like gate, like an access node gate, or
Yes.
or like okay? Can you trace the location?
I'll see what I can do. It's a bit more trawling, and it's like looks to be in an area of northern Privnity near Breach Town.
There was talk about that breach town. Was the other thing we were supposed to get to career about. So much on our plate right now. All right, that does sound like something to check out. Yeah, other thing, since we don't know the exact information right now, let's try this. What's next steps when they repair the transmitter? What's the next step?
Well, it looks like they need to repair the transmitter, and as they're doing that, you can find that there are several groups of them that are moving throughout the city, and it looks like they're building some sort of infrastructure.
Okay.
So I'm curious if it's a hive mind, is it distributed or is there a hub?
It appears as if it's distributed.
With a
And
few, with a few hub individuals.
yes. So like the individuals all share information between themselves, but there are a few ones that are either above the network and can connect to it periodically to issue commands, but are otherwise shut off from the main system, or at least from a read, not necessarily a write perspective.
Interesting, because I'm wondering if you disrupt the network,
Oh, I could disrupt the network hard right now with this. I could write a virus and inject it in there and shut this thing down.
right. So
But
why don't you do that?
Because how long would it take for them to rebuild and flush the system? Because any network like this is going to have some serious anti-intrusion protocols for this sort of thing. And two, we have a back door. If I shut it down now, we may not have another back door.
Thirdly, it could also invite reprisal.
Yeah, but isn't your long-term solution to shut this entire network down? They're not going to rest until they get this northern glow to have dominance over the world.
Right, but they already anticipate that. That's why that information's already been blocked out of the network. So until they make their move, we can't, we could shut down the whole network now, and the guys who have the transmitter could still keep operating and transmit. So it's kind of like an all or nothing kind of deal.
These, and he waves his hand to all the information that's scrolling on the screen. These are just the worker drones. They're not that important except for in numbers and what they can do.
Right. So somewhere there has to be a command structure of people who are actually in charge.
Which I could try and get to right now, but I think we got things we can work off of. I'd rather not lose this inside access so quickly.
Let's flip this around. You said work off of it. So what's your next step?
Check out the
location.
That location. It was mentioned to us by the orders people too. We have these infrastructure teams that we could send either ourselves or some task forces to quote unquote stumble upon and disrupt them without giving away our inside access. That will slow them down too. Again, I'd hate to lose an information source.
Yeah,
before we're ready to take the head off.
Could you do me a favor and give me everything that they have about their machine god?
All right. I start pulling a dump file.
Okay.
Yeah, plus, if the stuff really gets deep, you always use this as a ace up our sleeves and then knock the whole system down, and we have an advantage.
Like, for instance, when we're actually attacking the main base. Now, Firebrand, we talked about this a little bit before. I mean, you were thinking about doing something mystically.
I'm thinking maybe I could go knock on the machine god's door and ask him what's up. In common language.
Yeah. But
it might not be very polite, and I might get a very rude rejection, but it's worth a shot.
Do you need the connection that we've built here? I mean, this is
part of I'm not entirely sure. I haven't ever talked to a machine god before.
All right. Do you want to try it now, or do you want to get this information and then mull on it for a while? Because I basically intend to have this keep this running and just being a normal nobody node.
Well, let's go ahead and give shouting at him a try.
All right.
So that comes down to the GM. What do you think I need to do to accomplish this? I have my Mystic Ankh, which lets me talk to various gods. I have knowledge of mythology. I have the benefit of being a notable god to try to gather people's attention.
Okay.
So, could I do any kind of ritual to basically set up a collect call?
Well, make a do you have like a mythology or history or something like that expertise?
Yes, I do. I've been working on mythology.
Make a thick old roll for that.
Let's see how
Can I-
poorly I do.
Can I assist him?
I would love an
Oh.
assist.
Well, yeah, yes, you could.
Could even roll better.
I'm happy to assist.
All right.
This is actually something I.
And I
Ooh.
didn't roll. You rolled way better than
Oh, where is that? There we go.
I mean, that should still give me a bonus.
Yeah. So
Being a team
Oh,
player,
wait.
I think you're a team player, aren't you, Liberty?
I am a team player, so you get a +2 from me.
Yeah.
Okay. So with you guys like pooling your skills and deciding what's the best way to get into contact with deities or advanced entities on another plane, you guys can determine that A, you will need some sort of access method, be that your own like deity status, some sort of special object of personal or cultural significance, and an area of worship specific to that god to maximize your chances of any sort of audience.
Well, we did know of at least one of those, but I believe Scrap tore it down, and then another one collapsed, and maybe we exploded a third one. We're really doing poorly on that last front.
Trying to throw me under the bus, and like, oh well,
Can't
hold
we
on.
just talk to some Ordis people and they could tell us where Shrine is?
As I understand it, the one
Wait,
What?
wait.
the
Doesn't
one in
this
the basement isn't destroyed, I don't think.
doesn't Schmo Blow over here have access to a worshipping site?
Who?
Who?
Is there another character I'm missing?
Fake drone over here.
Oh,
Oh, you're talking about our
we should
artificial
probably give it a name.
Stop.
It's Vicky.
Nice.
Hi,
It
Vicky.
has to be a. Hold on, I'll make up a goddamn acronym. But first, 1 second. Arsenal, you get this text message.
Very intelligent
now I gotta-
and cool crab young guy.
You just keep doing what you're doing, buddy. I
Vicky.
believe in you.
But yeah, can't we ask this thing where the nearest shrine is?
Actually, we could.
That
Are
actually
you
is
sure
pretty
about
reasonable,
that?
isn't
I
it?
thought the drones receive orders. They don't give orders.
It's not that they're giving orders, it's a shared knowledge pool.
It's a peer-to-peer network. Those
So
things that we were promised in the future.
It's less that I'm going through and having Vicky ask for information, and more me and Epic parsing through all the information that's available and pulling out what we need
Yes.
without drawing too much attention.
Yeah, see, my problem, my difficulty with infiltrating them is because they would send me protocols and I couldn't respond because I don't have a microchip.
Yeah. But here's the thing is, some of these places are going to be very small, like that basement of the woman that used to work here. By the way, we did tell Carrera about that her HR person, his HR person's compromised, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, nope. My report specifically is to try to erase this.
Oh.
Because I, in
what?
fact, had the conversation about it.
Oh. Was
Yeah.
there-
Everything looks perfectly A-okay and fine. Those missing things, nah, that's just a mistake. It's fine. We talked to him and he's on the level.
Like a long-term
Oh, no,
game
no,
of
no, no,
Betrayal
Oh,
at
no,
House
no,
on
no,
Hill?
that-
No,
That was like the floor manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the
okay.
HR person is the one we caught at the shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She had that shrine in her
Yeah,
basement.
that one.
Remember the one that Arsenal said, I shoot her? That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I shoot her. Okay.
So we let Krier know about that. That was the That was the hole in things. But yeah, see, the thing is, we can search the network for another small one like that. That's
Yeah,
not a
go
big
for it.
group. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see if we find another small worship area.
Okay, so it looks like the closest one nearby is actually in like Western Reichsland, near where the rock is,
Okay.
and
Very good.
it is in a self-storage unit,
Hey, convenient.
and nobody's currently using it. But there's one of the adherents is looks like he's living nearby.
Okay.
So let's see. So
Let's
you said
go.
we need the
Let's go.
shrine, and what were the other elements you said we needed?
Ideally, you need some sort of attachment to the deity, either through personal belief or being from a partly or fully from another plane yourself.
Hmm.
I think
I.e.
you
As-
you.
qualify for that, Firebrand.
I think I'm up for the challenge.
As well as like some sort of channeling artifact, something of special personal or cultural significance.
Like
To
the chip.
them or in general?
It doesn't have to be specific, just something to
Right, I guess then the
focus
Ankh
on.
will suffice.
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't need the chip to make the connection.
You don't know. That's not part of the normal procedure,
Yeah.
but you don't know.
'Cause I really don't want to take her offline after just being online, because then it gets suspicious.
I think you're
We'll
good.
We'll leave it here for now.
Yeah, let's just check it out. If it gets too hairy, well then we'll just bring it with us next time.
And just for your information, Fui, I kind of imagine this person kind of living their life like somebody out of The Sims.
Yeah. Like if you're just like one face in a sea of faces, it wouldn't be too abnormal. But once you look in, it's like this person's been eating like lasagna for the past 5 hours.
Exactly.
This person has been playing video games for 12 hours. No normal person does this.
As long as you have not done one of those sadistic Sims scenarios where you like lock them in their room and like
Oh god, I
deny
got it.
them.
We have to put them all in a pool and then remove the ladder. We can just destroy
Yeah,
all of
how
them
you
that
win.
way.
Or
They
the
can't get
hedge
out. They
that
have
was
no
so
way.
big it took the person 8 hours to try and run to the car.
Oh god, I can find that. Hold on. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Your ride never ends.
Well, no, they get up to leave for work. It takes them 8 hours to actually go through the hedge maze to get to the car. They basically get there just in time to come back from working. It takes them 12 hours to walk their way back through the.
Jesus
Found it. Hold on.
Christ.
I'll post it right here. Just hold on 3 seconds. It's actually it's fucking mean. Like holy shit.
Alright.
It's hilarious. Anyways,
So,
yeah.
so
Also,
we got everything
Viki
we need.
is
and
a
we got the
very
location.
difficult thing to make up acronyms for. So fuck you guys. 'Cause K is awful as terms of a letter.
Yep,
Yes.
that's it.
Oh, it's a small one though. Is there a bigger version? Sorry. Nope, that is the only version available. Oh wait, no, I lied.
Alright. So, how do we want to approach this place?
I would recommend me not flying.
It's a small warehouse. If we could just sort of wiggle in and nobody's there, that'd be convenient. Nobody's there right now, right?